Roundtable talk. We're gonna call this one a subscriber-powered discussion. One of my subscribers, J. Frank Marie, asked about Terence Crawford not fighting any of the big name welterweights, and also allegedly ducking and dodging Kell Brook. As I always mention to anybody who asks me or bring up this conversation, I'll be the first to defend the fighter and say that most guys, 90 to 95% of guys, aren't scared of another fighter their size. And this just comes from the job that they do. You know, most of these guys been fighting their whole life. They got tons of rounds of sparring. Everything that one could fear has happened to them. A lot of these guys done had concussions. I've had a concussion before sparring. Some of these guys been knocked out. Some of these guys done pissed blood. Then had stones, kidney stones. They had to pass stones through their urine. They been beaten and badgered. So it'll never be a case of these guys being scared. A lot of times it'll be, you'll see the ducking and dodging. That'll be influenced by a guy protecting his zero, protecting his O, or the monetary value of a fight. And in this case with Terence Crawford, it's definitely the monetary value that's involved in the fight. And I say this because he's a hard sell for Bob Arum. If he fought Earl Spence, he would definitely be the B-side. But furthermore, the split will probably be something like 70-30. Just by the bargaining power that Spence has, because Spence can do the numbers. He's shown that plenty of times. He got Jerry Jones backing him. Dallas Cowboys. That's oil money. That tells you a lot right there. He got a whole city behind him. Not to say that Terence Crawford doesn't, but the numbers don't lie, And a guy like Bob Arum, he just has an insatiable greed. Even if that fight were to do hellified numbers, just the fact that Bob Arum's getting, he's getting the lesser side of the deal, a 70-30 type split. I don't think he has so much pride that I don't think he could stand that. So he rather not even that fight get made, even if it were to be the biggest payday of Crawford's career. And just the way in which he's marketing, or lack of marketing, Terence Crawford, especially when we see what he's doing for Lomachenko, that should push Terence Crawford to definitely buy out of his contract, or a partnership with a few other people to buy out of his contract. I don't know the ins and outs of his contract, the language of his contract. I don't know nothing about his contract. But I'm quite sure whenever he's able to fulfill the contractual duties of his contract, his next move should be out of there. And even right now, he should be looking into, talking to some different people to make some advancements. And if he needs to, seek some assistance, seek some help, educate himself. I'm quite sure at this age that he is at now, he's definitely maturing the game. Quite sure he knows a whole lot more than when he got into the game. He's not just a kid no more looking for a paycheck, looking for a signing bonus. He's made a lot of money, definitely enough to seek his independence. I'm quite sure that he can holler at some people that can, get the word to Al Heyman. He should, He should move like Pacquiao did. You know, Pacquiao went over to PBC after being with Bob Arum. Bob Arum is infamous for this type of thing, for this type of treatment on his fighters. You know, not giving his fighters the best opportunities to make the most money. In my mind, and anybody that has a mind, that equates to robbery. You know, if you are my promoter and you're not looking out for my best interest, putting me in the most ideal situations, then it must be an ulterior motive that's taking place. It must be an ulterior motive taking place. And I definitely think Terence Crawford should definitely move forward, because Bob Arum is not serving him, justice. He putting him in the line of fire of a lot of the fans. He's under scrutiny by people he need on his team. And believe me when I tell you, Terence Crawford not scared of none of these guys at 147. He's not scared of these guys, but the fact that Bob Arum is putting him right in the line of fire to be viewed in a bad light of the people that he needs, that's not cool at all. That's not cool at all. Terence Crawford is money season right now. That Spence and Porter fight, definitely woke the boxing fans back up. Definitely woke the boxing world back up. Boxing is alive and well. It's not dying. It's alive and well. And like I said, right now it's money season. We see everybody trying to jump on that money train. And Terence Crawford, he definitely deserves to be at the top of the list, because he is that type of fighter that has the skill set to electrify a crowd. Terence Crawford is a complete fighter. I still got Spence. I still got man down with an edge over him if they were to fight. But Terence Crawford has the ability to make things interesting. He definitely has the ability, the skill set to make things interesting. I'm not going to necessarily go into the analysis of the fight breakdown, but that fight needs to happen. And at this point of everything, I will put a lot of the onus on Terence Crawford. He needs to take a risk. He needs to take a chance. And he needs to threaten Bob Arum of walking away. Not just verbally. He needs to put into action that he's making moves to leave Top Rank. Maybe then Bob Arum will change his attitude, change his outlook, change his approach to how he's moving him, how he's marketing him, and how he's going about getting him the best fights that can make him the most money. As far as the Kell Brook situation with Terence Crawford, I know that his sister, I believe back in April, his sister had ran up on Kell Brook, was talking all kind of, shit to Kell Brook, saying that he didn't want no smoke with her brother. She like, I'm the big sister. Wooty woo woo. Kell Brook handled it pretty, he handled it like a professional, handled it like a man should have. I'm not mad at Terence Crawford's sister. She just a big sister defending her little brother. I ain't mad at it. Kell Brook handled it. He handled this move like a G and a gentleman. I respect that. But Kell Brook is definitely not a pushover. He's definitely, she was saying, you too little for my brother. Kell Brook is a big 147. When he was at 147, he was huge. He would definitely be the bigger opponent, and it would definitely be a hellified fight. I don't think that's a fight that Terence Crawford or Bob Arum is trying to push, because Kell Brook is a dangerous opponent, and being that Terence Crawford is a hard sell for Bob Arum, he definitely wouldn't want to risk him against a guy like Kell Brook, who really would offer not much more value than a guy that Terence Crawford can just dust off. So it would definitely be a risk. A high risk, low reward. But at this point, like I said, and like I always mention, they need to make that fight before Spence, you know, move on, and the climate of the talks of the fight and the climate of the 147 division change. Different variables can take place, different things can happen, and the fight may not ever get made. And if they feel like they're gonna marinate on the fight, that's not necessarily a good idea. It's kind of like when you cook a ground beef burger. The more you cook the burger, the more you cook it, the more it shrinks. The more it shrinks. Cook it too long, it burns. We don't want the fight to become of dead interest. Right now, while the public has an interest and it's hot on the burner, man, let's make it happen. I believe it's Bob Arum not wanting to take the smaller share, but he's gonna have to. At this point, he didn't allow Spence to write his own ticket. Look what Spence has done. He's definitely built his resume. You can't deny that. He's got the bargaining power. And Crawford, like I said, Crawford should make an effort to take the accountability and the responsibility of pushing Bob Arum to do things a whole lot different. And if not, man, walk, get on. Educate yourself, talk to some more knowledgeable people about the moves that you need to make, because you reaching you're in your prime, but you're reaching the tail end of your career, and why not get a few big money fights and solidify your legacy as well as your bank account. I would nothing more than love to see him go out with his proper due and gain his respect, because it's sad that he has to be seen in the light that he's been seen in as of late. And a lot of that is just with people not understanding what goes on behind the scenes. A lot of times it's not the fighters, it's their promoters, their managers, these guys who have a interest in the way in which their careers pan out, because they don't really care about their legacy. They don't really care about their bottom line. They trying to line their own pockets. And a lot of times it's the fighters that suffer in every aspect of it. I like the brother. I got to meet him in 2015 when I fought in the Nationals in Spokane, Washington. We chilled for a couple of days. We played basketball. We rode the bus to and from the hotel to the fight, to the event arena. And the brother was cool. He was down to earth. Wasn't Hollywood at all. We talked about his family. We talked about, he ranted and raved about his girl, his kids, his hometown. They love him back there. He definitely his backstory is definitely good. He's talked about it on different platforms. But he's definitely a good dude. Excuse me. He's definitely a good dude. I definitely see, a marketable scheme that can be drawn up for him. He has to be able to be the major player in making it accessible, making the liking accessible to the public, and making himself accessible. Coming out of his shell a little bit more. I'm not gonna knock him for that too much. That's just the essence of his character. But at this point, I would like to see him get his proper due. But if anybody from his camp listening, Crawford, if you listening, man, take a risk. You took a risk on yourself this whole time. Your whole life you took a risk on yourself. Now you making big bucks. Take a few more risks. Make some more money. Bank on yourself, man. Bob Arum and people just like him has shown us several times over and over they not to be trusted. They not to be dealt with at all. I'm not going to spit on Bob Arum too much. or shun him too much. He is who he is. He been in the game 60 plus years, twice more than I've been alive. But guys like him are gonna be who they gonna be. He gonna be the shark that he gonna be. And once he don't find you as an asset of his anymore, he gonna kick you to the curb. So at this point, Crawford, make your move. Make it for your best interest. Make it for your family best interest. But I'm not gonna go on and on about this. I would just want to respond to one of my subscribers. For anybody else who have any subjects of interest, hit the comment section. Put your interest in there, and I do my best to give you my spiel and my take on it. Give you my insight on the situation or the matter. But don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, so you can get some more of my content. I'm sorry for the delay on this video. I'll definitely be pumping out more. I just been kind of busy. I had to actually get me a SIM card for my phone. I'm up right now. I've been up all day. Up right now doing my laundry. I'll be able to take a shower here soon and go to sleep. And I gotta watch that Triple G fight too. I heard, I can't even pronounce his opponent's name. Derevanchenko, I don't know, something like that. Y'all probably know better than I do. But I heard it was a robbery. I gotta look at it myself. I read a lot of reports. A lot of people hit my DM. Man, he got robbed. Father Time catching up to him. I'm not gonna say Father Time catching up to him because he's still able to compete at an elite level. Some guys will push you to the brink and challenge you in such a way to where it looks like you're getting old. I don't know the case. I haven't seen the fight. I think I watched 2 or 3 rounds of it and fell asleep on it the other night. But I definitely watch that fight. Hopefully tomorrow I'll get some time to do it. And I'll give y'all my feedback on that. I know not too many people been talking about it, but if it's a good fight, I'll give y'all my spiel on it. But until then, holla at y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Peace.